It's damp.
And rocky.
And rocky. Mm-hmm.
Dark rock.
Dark rock. And is it daytime? Is it night time?
It's daytime.
It's daytime.
But quite misty.
It's quite misty. So where does this mist come from?
It's all around. I think I'm in mountains.
You're in the mountains. Mm-hmm. And as you look down onto your feet, do you have anything on your feet?
They're like flat wooden blocks under my feet with some string over my toes.
Okay. And do you have anything covering your legs?
No.
And what about the top part of your body? Do you have anything
I'm
on?
wearing a cloth, an orange cloth.
An orange cloth. Mm-hmm. And do you have anything around your waist?
No.
Okay. And as you go up to your head, do you sense that? How would you describe your hair?
Shaved, completely bald.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you know how old you might be?
I would say 11 or 12.
11 or 12. Do you think that you're a boy or a girl?
A boy.
A boy. Do you know what your name is?
It sounds like Zhao.
Zhao. Mm-hmm. And as you look to the left, Zhao, what do you see?
Mountains all around me and grass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lower down, but clearly to go home is much steeper.
Mm-hmm. So as you look to the right, what do you see?
It's still mountains, but there's a valley through to the right.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't see it all because there's so much mist.
Misty. Okay. And can you see anything behind you?
A waterfall.
A waterfall. Can you smell anything in the air?
The dampness of the air.
The dampness. Can you hear anything?
The sound of the water.
Sound of the
Splashing on the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And just some bird noise in the distance.
Some bird noise in the distance. Are you carrying anything?
No. Just literally have the shoes and the cloth.
Just the shoes and the cloth. Mm-hmm. And what's your purpose of being here?
I've been sent to do this journey, to go back and to go back.
Mm-hmm.
It's an order I've been sent.
And who gave you that order?
One of the masters.
One of the masters. And then when you return, what will you do?
It'll be exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Challenging.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of your master?
We only call him Sifu.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been with your master?
Since I was 4.
Mm-hmm. So, are you on your journey outwards or are you returning?
I've got to go back now.
You've got to go back. So where have you been? Where was your destination?
It was literally down the valley, down from the mountain down to the valley.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I should have done something and I haven't. I think I was given a task and I haven't done it.
What happened?
But I'm going back.
Are you going back to do the task? Are you going back to where
I'm
you
going back to find out what the task was.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to count to 3, and on the count of 3, you'll be back at your destination. 1, 2, 3. You're there now. So where are you?
It looks like I want wouldn't say a temple, but it looks more like it's cut out of the mountain.
Mm-hmm. And does this name? Does this place have a name?
It's known as yes, it's a monastery.
The monastery. And does the monastery have a name?
Shaolin.
Shaolin. Mm-hmm. And what country is this in?
The Emperor's China.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what year this is?
$1200 something.
1200 something. Very good. So are you with the master now?
Yes.
And what does the master say to you?
He's kindly beating me with a stick for forgetting what I was sent to do.
Will that help you remember?
I hope so, but I get beaten a lot.
Why do you get beaten a lot?
It's what he calls discipline.
Are there others of your age there?
Yes, lots of us.
Lots of you. So how long will you be in this monastery?
Until the master says it's time for me to go.
So when you joined this monastery and you were 4, did your family take you to the monastery, or were you chosen to go to the monastery?
I was chosen, but I was taken from my family.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember your family?
Very little.
Very little. Will you see your family again?
No.
So what are you learning at this monastery?
Learning discipline,
Mm-hmm.
control, and defensive mechanisms, protection of ourselves and others.
And what defensive mechanisms would these be?
What we now call martial arts.
And what martial art style do you learn?
Then it was known as Wufu,
Mm-hmm.
Wing Chun,
Mm-hmm.
but there are many, many styles.
Mm-hmm.
We master teaches Tiger style.
Mm-hmm. And do you enjoy learning these?
I love the fighting.
You love the fighting.
Work
Why do you love the fighting?
gives me a chance to express myself.
Are you good at fighting?
We're not allowed to say good at fighting. Only Master tells us if we are good. But he tells us if we are bad.
So is your master pleased with your progress in fighting?
Some days yes, some days no.
So what is the hardest thing that you practice here, that you find the most difficult?
Fasting and meditation.
And how many days do you fast for?
7 days.
7 days. And does that fasting means no liquid as well?
We can have water
You can have water.
before we go to bed.
Mm-hmm. What other things do you learn here?
We learn to respect life and everything that lives,
Mm-hmm.
and to respect mankind
Mm-hmm.
and animals.
Mm-hmm.
And to live within the elements.
Okay, very good. So So when I came to 3, and when I came to 3, we're going to move you forward 10 years in this lifetime. So 1, 2, 3, and you're there now. So where are you?
I'm in the temple, and it seems I'm now teaching others.
You're teaching others. So you never left the temple then?
I haven't left the temple.
Why did you not leave the temple?
I had not qualified.
So
Until Master said I was happy.
has Master said that you're happy now? Are they he's happy now with you? Or are you still here learning?
I'm still learning, but a different master.
What happened to the other master?
He's no longer with us.
What happened to him?
I suspect he's died, but I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
We speak amongst ourselves, but we're not allowed to mention it.
So you're teaching others. How many others do you teach?
We have over 80.
80. So who still teaches you?
The Master of Weapons.
Mm-hmm. And what type of weapons do you use now?
Swords and spears. And the bow.
And the bow. So I'd like you to describe the bow to me. How tall is the bow?
I am quite short, and the bow is as tall as me.
Does this bow have a particular name?
No, it's just bow.
Just a bow. What is the bow made of?
It's made of wood and gut.
Mm-hmm. Did you make the bow?
No, we have a master who makes bows all the time. And the master for the swords and the spears.
So what does this bow fire?
Fires, arrows, and we have metal, so very sharp.
So does the arrows have the metal on it?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'd like to do, I'd like to pick up the bow and pick up the arrow. I'd like you to fire the arrow. Can you just tell me what it feels like?
It's different if I just do the bow into the air to see how far I can go.
Mm-hmm.
It feels wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing comes to harm. But if you use it in defence, it's a good feeling, but it is sad to kill.
Sad to kill. Are you good with the bow? Are you accurate?
I'm very accurate.
How far can you fire a bow to be accurate?
300 yards.
300 yards. Have you ever needed to use it against anyone?
Oh yes, we are attacked.
Who attacks you?
There are people from over the mountains who come, who try to take our land and try to take the wealth such as we have from the monasteries.
So, have you fought in many battles?
We've had battles every few months. It is a constant battle.
Mm-hmm. Who's in charge of the other army? Or the other people that attack you?
We call them the Khans.
The Khans. And what weapons do they use?
They use the same as us, but they have smaller bows. They cannot reach as far as us. And as we have the high ground in the mountain, it's very difficult for them to come up with the shorter bows. They need to be closer.
Mm-hmm.
With our long bows, we can keep them.
So you have an advantage.
We always have the the eagle position, being higher up. You can see what's coming.
Are you ever fearful of these attacks in case they overwhelm you?
If it happens, it will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Fear is something we're told not to concern ourselves. What will be, will be.
Okay. Do you have any books within the monastery?
We have scrolls, we don't have
Scrolls.
books.
So I'm going to count to 3 and I want you to go to the most important scroll. It's 1, 2, 3. And there that scroll is in front of you. And you open the scroll up. Can you read the scroll?
I can read some of it.
What does it say?
It's a prayer scroll,
Mm-hmm.
which is a quandary because it says we have to protect life.
Mm-hmm.
But equally, it's difficult because we also kill to live.
Mm-hmm.
It's very profound. And we don't, me and my friends, we don't always understand.
Mm-hmm.
But we follow
You follow
what
as
our
best
master
as you can.
says.
Mm-hmm. So what is the most important scroll that you have?
Because it's like the earth. It's the good, the bad, the light, the dark. It's the balance of the universe.
It's the balance of everything. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to feel that scroll now. Just feel how it feels in your hand. You open the scroll. Does that feel in your hands?
It's like the hide of cattle.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautifully printed.
I'd like you to smell that scroll. Does it have a smell to it?
Yes, it's like it's leather. It's a leathery smell, but it's it makes my nose itch. It's
Okay.
strong
Strong.
smell. Not very pleasant, but it's lovely and soft.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'd like you to look back on this lifetime and to bring back something, a thought or an idea that's really significant.
Wow.
It's very interesting.
Most emotional it was.
Was it? In what way?
I guess the black and white of everything.
Mm.
That suddenly your family wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
That you did as you were told without asking questions. And that life was just do it or else, basically.
Mm.
It's quite. I didn't feel any emotion or love
No,
in the lifestyle.
in the lives that you had. Mm-hmm.
And I guess it was that sort of concept of kill or be killed,
Mm.
which to some
Just
extent
plain, it's
races
just
back to
black
Colin
and white,
Mew.
yeah.
It's
Wow.
Can I ask a question? Well, the Khans, it's not to do with Genghis or anything, was
I
it?
can't answer that.
Yeah, I wonder, because Khan is, I know,
Yeah, Genghis Khan.
because he went everywhere, didn't he?
Mm.
Killing people.
Yeah, I mean,
So in his
it
sleep.
really was quite vivid and being in that. I mean, I actually felt cold
Yeah.
with just this blooming cloth on me,
Yeah.
stuck in a mountain with misty and
Mm.
the height of it as well. Though of course I would have lived there.
As soon as she said the orange cloth and
Yeah.
the sand
The
she
shoes
was
were a
wearing.
bit hairy,
Yeah,
weren't
just
they?
me.
From going around the
I was going to
mountains.
say, it looked very
Well, it's
comfy.
that or barefoot, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, Have you got any interest in the monk?
I've done martial arts
Oh, you have, yeah.
Okay.
a lot of my life.
It was
But
very
never
real.
weapons or anything
Never
like that.
weapons, but it's interesting that you went there because it's quite possible that's where your interest has come from that lifetime, that experience.
Yeah.
When I was looking at your face, I was like, you almost went into a Chinese man. It was really weird. I had to kind of, it was, I could see the black hair and everything.
There was a moment of me
Although
that
you
sort
didn't
of.
have hair, did
No,
you?
there was a moment where I did laugh where I said, I'm almost bald. Oh, it's cost me 50 odd years to get bald.
Wow.
Yeah, that was. Ooh, didn't know where that was coming from. Didn't see that coming.
No.
So did that seem real to you? Or does that make
frighteningly real?
imagination, you think?
No, that was frighteningly real. No, that was even the rock. Even when I first mentioned when you said about the feet, I could feel the sharpness of the rock. It wasn't nice rounded rocks or anything like that, like as a seafront. This was jagged rock.
Wow.
You know, straight away, very black, very dark.
Flint.
Flint, yeah, flint, very much flint-like, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.